Okay, drawing, cascading water. Let's jump right into this. So I have a loosely sketched in outline of the river's edge here where my cascading water will connect from the beaver dam to the salmon swimming upstream. And the first thing I want to start off with sketching in is all of my rocks. This will set up the framework when I start adding in the directional lines of my water flowing down the river. For the rocks, I'm just building them in relation to 3D shapes. Now, if you're just starting to draw rocks, start out simple, just thinking of them as cubes, then start playing around with the lines, making them more jagged or rectangular, triangular, etc., to give your rocks a more unique individual shape. I have a full rock drawing tutorial I'll link down in the description if you're interested. The other reason I like to sketch in the rocks first here is because it defines the edge of the river. I don't want just a perfectly smooth edge of the cascading water here. I want a nice organic feeling edge to match the rocks that are in the middle of our cascading river here. Drawing nature is often a lot easier with reference images, especially when you're first starting. If you want a free high-resolution image of some cascading water, I have a couple available over on Patreon starting at the $1 a month membership. The link is down in the description. All earnings support my work here on YouTube and is hugely appreciated as I'm trying to grow my art business. Okay, now I'm moving on with my 4H pencil to start working in the water here, making marks in the direction of the water flow. With these little cascades, the water breaks in different directions, usually wrapping around rocks. Sometimes the water flow is a little more flat, sometimes it's a little more round. It's kind of up to however you want your cascade to look. I'm going over all those lines again in the same direction to soften them with my blending stump. And the blending stump has some previous graphite on it, so it is making my water a little bit darker, which I'm okay with at this point. It's also adding some good randomness to the water. Instead of really distinct and defined lines, it's, roughing them up and smoothing them out just a little bit. Also, by the way, I'll link all of the drawing supplies I'm using down in the description. I do make a commission off any purchases, all of which go back to support me and the channel. So with our framework ready to go, let's get into our next layer of detail on everything, starting with the rocks. So again, just think about shading in a cube and how each side is getting a different amount of light. Just the same as I mentioned before, on your own rocks, if you don't draw them often, start off with some simple rocks and then work towards more complex rocks. The sun is hitting the top of my rocks here more directly, so those are lighter values than the sides. But there are also little nooks and crannies where I'm varying up the values to make the rocks have a more dynamic look with little bits of light catching here and there. And also consider other objects in your scene might be casting shadows onto rocks, so that might, play in with your shading and values as well. Again, check out my How to Draw Rocks tutorial, linked down in the description for a more in-depth look at drawing rocks and boulders. On my cascading water, I'm now going in with my HB pencil to start adding in some darker directional lines of the flowing water, paying attention to match the direction of the water curling over each of these little small cascades. Also take into consideration the water in these areas is flowing over rocks and such, so oftentimes there are spots where the water isn't that deep, so darker objects below the water might be visible and showing through the water, which would require darker values. Now, don't get too caught up in thinking about that too hard unless you have a reference image. The key here with nature is to keep things wild, natural, organic feeling, and you can mostly let these darker areas happen naturally by just letting your pencil flow and make marks without feeling the need to be exact. Also be sure to leave some white from the paper showing as your highlights. Cascades and waterfalls have a lot of white water. At the bottom of these little cascades, I also like to leave little patches of white water where the water is crashing down onto the next level and really churning. But don't worry if you do go too far filling in where you would like to have white water. We can fix that in the next steps with our erasers. To add in some darker directional lines for my water, I'm using my 2B pencil. Areas around the rocks have more shadows from the rocks themselves shading the water, so I'm also going a little bit darker around some of the rocks as well. Also take note where the water is free flowing and isn't interrupted by like crashing into the rocks or dropping down into those whitewater areas. My lines have little tails at the end of them and trail off, similar to how the water flows. The lines don't have an abrupt, hard ending to them. So it's really kind of like that flowing water where it's really smooth as the water flows downriver. Okay, so it's all really starting to come together, so I'm gonna finesse everything together. I like to use this Factus BM2 eraser to carve back in highlights to my water. And again, I'm just being pretty free and wild here to give it a natural look. I'm also adding more lines with my pencil to contrast those highlights. I am being a little picky in terms of the placement here with my pencil, but still trying to keep that organic and natural feel with just little flicks and that energy of the water. Where the water flows over the cascades and is really churning up that white water, I'm using my electric eraser just to add a little bit of highlight back in to show that churning white water in those areas. And I'm just kind of rotating through these few different ways of finessing to add more details throughout. To bring it all together now, I'm going to add in some grass to finish off our shoreline. Just little vertical flicks, and I'm switching between my HB and 2B pencil for lighter areas of grass and my 7B for some darker blades and shadows. And the darker blades here also really nicely contrast my water, which is nice to give it that layering of our river in the background with grass in front of it. Okay, and so there you go. There is how I draw cascading water. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.